This is my first go at refabricating anything actually since model aeroplanes. So the tail rudder was damaged when the tail wheel spring broke taxiing in. So after having the metalwork done, I've stripped the old Seconite off and I'm trying Oratex, which is a aviation fabric that's come from the model aeroplane industry. And the big advantages of it are there's no nasty chemicals or smell, and it's pre-coloured, so you don't have to paint it, and it's also lighter, but it is a bit more expensive apparently, but it's all controllable. So you put the glue on and wait for 3 hours for it to dry, and then it's heat activated to make it stick, and so you press it on with a piece of felt, and you can also reapply heat and loosen and remove it. So it all went pretty well, took me much longer than it should have. Had various visitors during the day, some appear in this video and some don't. You can look for Fife, Roman and Billy and Audrey briefly. And the only real mistake I did was on the second panel. I had far too much overlap at the back and the shrink wasn't able to take it up, so I had to unglue it and then apply it again to make it sort of try and take up. So that's not a particularly nice job. So I'll probably redo this whole tail again one day, but it'll be okay in the meantime, and it will certainly get me flying again. So I did it in two halves because there's two bars that stick out. One is for the rudder levers, which you can see in the middle there, which meant I couldn't wrap the fabric all the way around and do it in one piece, and that made it a little bit more complicated. The Oratex that came from Australia came folded, and so it has actually got a bit of a mark where the fold was, but mostly I was able to take it out with heat. The heat gun I bought it's a new release. It's a Hitachi, I think it is, Metabo, and I was able to set it to 190 degrees, and I checked it with the infrared sensor, and it's well below the melting point of the Oratex, so I was able to hold it in one place and make it very controllable without fear of actually blowing a hole. You can see that I actually do things a couple of times, and the biggest thing is waiting for the glue to dry. It says 3 hours, but in this hot weather we're having at the moment, it was going off a bit quicker, but it did mean that I was able to do a bit of dinner, mow the lawns, water the garden, talk to Jeremy when he visited, pick strawberries, and generally fiddle around. It's quite nice looking in the background. You can see the clouds moving on the day. There's Fife helping me, and this, just looking for the point where I have too much overlap. I think it's coming up now. You can see I've left quite a wide strip. The masking tape is to form the glue line and also to keep the heat gun from shrinking the other fabric back. Here's Billy, visited me twice. Day turns to night. So I'm doing the first wrap. You stretch it around the edge and glue it on, and now I've got about an inch I'm trying to get to settle back down on, and it just wouldn't take, so I cut it back using the masking tape as a depth gauge, and it went okay, but you can actually see the imperfections in the edge. And then this is me just shrinking it down, tensioning it up for the final time.